Namaste and welcome. This is UPPCS Simplified, and today we are going to see State Education System of UP, which is a topic in your UP spatial portion of UPPCS mains, and it will help you in writing those answers. Before moving ahead, if you haven't still subscribed our channel, please do so. Now, my preliminary comments about the topic are, first of all, it is a very small topic and it is data heavy. So yesterday I told you that you need to make a copy which has lots of data. So yesterday we talked about medical system. Today we are going to talk about educational system. Both of these, you'll have a lot of data which is hard to remember if you don't revise it often. And if that data is not in a single copy, in a single place, it will be difficult to revise before the exam. It is one of the few things you need to revise before the exam. See, the strategy should be like, one day before this particular exam, you just open that copy and take all the data. Okay. Now, first we need to see the structure of what is the education system in UP. What are the issues with education system in UP? What are the solutions? What are the reforms that we want to incorporate? Lastly, we'll see some sources and some sample questions from this particular topic for UPPCS 2023. So some important data and reports. Firstly, you should know roughly the number of schools, like primary schools, middle schools, higher education, teachers, colleges, and most importantly, teacher-student ratio. Even if you don't remember other data, don't forget to remember this particular data. Teacher to student ratio in different, let us say, primary school, in middle school, in higher secondary, etc. Similarly, data regarding gross enrollment ratio at different levels, at primary level, middle level, even in higher education, you need to understand. And if there is a gender gap, see, there is always a gender gap. Okay, so the data for women will be perhaps a bit low than data for men. Okay, so you need to take in account that gender gap, वो आपको याद होना चाहिए. Similarly, there are reports like ASR report, which is released by an NGO called Pratham. There is some data in the economic survey of Uttar Pradesh. There are indices and reports by Niti Aayog, all of which regarding education should be part of your 1 or 2 page summary in your copy. Coming to structure, how are you going to structure your answers, or how you should try and remember this thing? Okay, so first thing, you should know about what are the different types of education we provide. I'm talking about middle education or primary education or skill based education or professional education or higher education. कितने टाइप्स की होती है, सबसे पहली चीज तो वो पता होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज इफ यू नो द टाइप्स देन you'll automatically realize the issues in each type. Then what about our school system? Okay, so in the schools there are primary schools, there are secondary schools, there are middle schools, different kinds of schools are there. Are there any girls only schools? Are there some schools opened in a different medium, let us say in Hindi medium, in Urdu medium, or in English medium? Okay, then legal and administrative system behind that particular education system. So I'm talking about, for example, are there boards of education? Is there a system for training of teachers? Let us say we have a diet in every district and SCERT at the state level. This is just an example, but you should know the legal and administrative system behind our school education. Then university system. How many universities do we have? What are the types of universities? Are there any plans to set up a foreign university in UP? All these things you should try and remember. You should try and remember in a structured manner. Similarly, specifically about skill-based or professional education, by which I mean, let us say we are talking about engineering or management, or let us say we are talking about even ITIs or law schools or medical schools. All these things you should know what are their different types, or what are the system that drives these schools. Now, going forward, issues with the education system in Uttar Pradesh. The first issue will be budget, like we had in the medical system. Okay, तो बजट का क्या इश्यू है, कितना बजट खर्चा होता है, कितना होना चाहिए, कुछ टारगेट बना रखे हैं क्या स्टेट ने, ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सेकेंडली, आर देयर any syllabus reforms needed or being discussed in the newspapers. Thirdly, infrastructure. Okay, so we have inadequate infrastructure. This is well known in every system. This will be one of the big issues. तो हमारे पास classes नहीं है या schools में let us say we don't have toilets or laboratories. All these things will be part of your infrastructural issue. Even the Wi-Fi availability of internet will be part of your infrastructure issue. And then teachers. How many teachers we do have, and what kind of training do they have to deal with the schools? Do we have enough counselors, for example? So there is a big issue of stress with education. तो हमारे पास क्या psychological counseling के लिए लोग हैं, और are our teachers trained enough to know when to refer somebody to psychological counseling? All these things also you need to understand and remember. These are part of the issues. And then you can easily tell the reforms. एक तो ऐसे है कि भैया बजट बढ़ा दो. There should be increase in budget. There should be teacher training also. This is well known कि teachers की training इस तरीके से हो कि वो better तरीके से students से connect कर पाएं. Syllabus reform. So this is currently undergoing. We have a new policy, new education policy. तो किस हद तक new education policy 2023-20 वाली यूपी में लागू हुई है, वो भी हमको पता होना चाहिए. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में किस तरह के रिफॉर्म्स हमको चाहिए. Does community involvement, should community involvement improve the status of our education? Similarly, are there any new methods of education delivery? हम ऑनलाइन लर्निंग की बात कर रहे हैं. टेक्नोलॉजी को इसमें कैसे इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं एजुकेशन को सुधारने के लिए. So all these things we need to understand and we need to write in the exam. मतलब केवल पढ़ना नहीं है, पॉइंट वाइज यहाँ पे अगर आप स्टडी करोगे तो एग्जाम में भी पॉइंट वाइज लिख पाओगे. द सोर्सेज यूजुअल, आई मीन सर्वेज एंड रिपोर्ट्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, यूपीएससी के लिए जो सोर्सेज आप यूज करते हो वही यहाँ यूज करो. डोंट चेंज दैट, बिकॉज सी शिक्षा के जो इश्यू हैं, एजुकेशन सिस्टम के जो इश्यूज हैं, एजुकेशन सिस्टम के बारे में जो कोई भी बातें हैं, वो कोई यूपी के लिए अलग और मध्य प्रदेश के लिए अलग तो नहीं है. इट्स अ पैन इंडिया इशू. Probably some states have it better than others. Let us say Karnataka probably has it better, or let us say Tamil Nadu has it better. But generally the issues are the same, and I'll say even Tamil Nadu doesn't have it very good. Okay, even Kerala doesn't have it, or Himachal Pradesh doesn't have it very good, because internationally the students have gone and performed abysmally. बहुत बुरा परफॉर्म किया हुआ है. ठीक है, so don't worry about it. जो कुछ इंडिया के बारे में सच है वही यूपी के बारे में भी सच है. Some sample questions are here. Analyze the challenges faced by state education system of Uttar Pradesh in providing quality education to all students, particularly in rural areas. So we are talking about inclusiveness, etc., etc. तो यहाँ पे आप SDGs से लेके बाकी सारी चीजें घुसा सकते हो. अगर आपके पास डेटा है तो you can enrich the answer. Assess the role of community involvement in enhancing the quality of education and student outcomes in government schools of Uttar Pradesh. Again, not a very difficult question. Try and understand it. If you want to do answer writing somewhat seriously, I suggest you get this book, which has all the solutions of past papers, past 5 years, including UP questions. And if you are really more interested in answer writing, doing answer writing practice, you can join our answer writing program. The link for both of them is given below. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.